This is Deborah Atkinson, and you're listening to Flipping 50, where I address your top questions and struggles. I share what to eat, how to move, and how to think to get the energy and the vitality you want in this second and better half. How would you like to be at Whole Foods, looking at a product and know if it's worth your health or worth your money in about 10 seconds? Stay tuned, because my guest today is going to provide just that, because you know, if you're here at Flipping 50, it's more than exercise. And that's what the Flipping 50 member box is all about. And my guest is a frequent producer of some of the products that go right into my member box. Over the years, as I decided and discovered what it was that really it takes to flip 50 with more balanced hormones through less exercise and more of the right foods, I also discovered it's everything you put on your body as well as inside your body. And Trina Felder is with me here today. And you, if you are already a subscriber to Member Box, already know we love some of her products. And maybe if you're lucky enough, you'll see that coffee bean serum in the Member Box coming soon. Let me tell you about my guest. Trina Felder is the creator and CEO of Primal Life Organics, a premier all-natural skin and dental care company. With more than 25 years experience as a registered nurse, Trina's your health or your natural health and beauty nurse. Trina adds her nursing care to every product she creates to bring the body back into balance, beauty, and harmony. She's the best-selling author of Beauty's Dirty Secret and believes balance builds beauty when it comes to health and wellness. Her entrepreneurial skills and business savvy mindset are an inspiration to women everywhere for so many reasons. I am so glad to have you. Thanks for being here, Trina.
Oh, Deborah, thank you. I am here to disrupt the beauty industry because natural doesn't mean natural anymore. So I want your audience who's flipping 50 with me, because I will very soon, I'm turning 51. We need to know the truth about how to stay younger looking and get rid of all the things that are aging us, because we're buying things that are actually aging us, they're telling us they're anti-aging. So I'm going to give you some secrets and secret insights to know what those are.
Can't wait to roll into this. And that is really what got my attention, is even some of those companies that we are led to believe this is safe, this is a safe place to buy your products. I've heard you talking about them and why we may need to dig deeper and look a little bit further than just that glaring marketing. So first of all, let's just get to the dirt. Why is it so important to know what's in our skincare?
Yeah, super important, because you eat in two different ways. You eat food through your mouth, and everybody knows that. That's super important. If you're going to Whole Foods and you're shopping for organic food, you care about your health, and you should not expect less from your skincare. And maybe what you're buying you believe is healthy, but I can show you how there are hidden toxins in there, because the second way you ingest food is right directly through your skin. It takes 26 seconds for you to apply something, whether it's a medicine, like a topical medicine like nitroglycerin, or a beauty product like a face mask or a face serum. It takes 26 seconds from the ingredients to go from on top of your skin into your bloodstream. And that's extremely important, because when you ingest it through your skin, it doesn't get sent directly to your liver like your food would once it's broken down. It goes throughout your body. So if there are toxins being absorbed through your skincare, they are traveling to your brain, to your heart, to your lungs, to, if you're pregnant, through the umbilical cord right to your baby. So it's extremely important to know what you're putting on your skin. And it's important to understand that safer, the buzzword in skincare these days is the word safer. It's a mind trick. I'm here to tell you, your brain only registers the word safe. The R is completely negated by your brain. When your brain sees the word safe, it says, good, I trust this company. What you need to understand is the word safer means safe with a risk. I'm going to point out to you today how to find the hidden toxins. Because yes, the R is the risk. There are hidden toxins in there. And if you are shopping for organic foods, you should be concerned about what's in your skincare. And I know your audience is. You're just not sure how to find it, but I'm going to give you the tips today that's going to empower you to make the best decision. And I like what you said, make sure that it's worth your health and worth your money.
So good. Okay, so I'm already guessing there are hidden toxins in even then, if safer, skincare in organic and natural. So how do we find them? How do we know?
Okay, so I've got 6 tips. Okay, the first thing I want to talk about really quick is when you're looking at something, and at the end of these 6 tips, you're going to know within 10 seconds, you're going to look at something and go, yeah, but not worth my health. Done. So the first thing to look at is the packaging. We are becoming an industry or a country that is focused on more eco-friendly options and health-friendly. We got to go from eco-friendly to health-friendly as well. Health-friendly options do not mean plastic. Some things are safe or okay in plastic. I'm okay with things in plastic that are like a powder, like my tooth powder. I still serve in plastic, but that's okay because there's nothing leaching from the plastic into a powder. However, as soon as you add any kind of liquid, which would be oil or water or anything that would be liquid, into that blend, the plastic goes through changes in while it's being made, shipped in a warehouse. Any extreme temperature changes causes plastic to contract and expand. During that expansion or contraction, chemicals can be leached into the liquid or into the serum, moisturizer, face wash, whatever the product, even deodorant most of them have liquids in it, oils and things, can be leached into the product that you don't know about. Obviously, those aren't going to be in the ingredient list because we don't count those. So the most safe packaging for your body is glass for anything that has, or tin. Tin is okay. Most products can do okay in tin. It's just dependent on what the product is as far as if it works for the product. Tin or glass are probably the most safe products or packaging for any product that has a liquid in it. I just came out with a new toothpaste. Paste has liquid. Mine has colloidal silver. Most toothpastes have water. I do not feel that a paste in a tube is safe because the extreme temperature changes during shipping and warehousing can cause stuff from the plastic to leach into the paste. Same thing with face products, should all be in glass. So that's the first thing. When you're looking at a product, it doesn't have to be in your hand like at Whole Foods, but it can also be online. The first thing to notice, is it in glass or what's the packaging? Is it glass, cardboard, tin? Or is it plastic? Plastic is the only one out of those that probably needs to be passed. If you're okay with it, that's fine. If you know that there's liquid in it, probably it's better to pass on it.
Wow. Okay. That's huge.
Yeah.
What else?
So that's the first tip. The second tip is the rule of 5s. This is really easy once you start looking at it. All you have to do is look at the first 5 ingredients. That makes up the top probably 75 to 80% of the product. So that everything below that is probably not enough to really make a difference. Some of them, maybe 6, 7, and 8 might, but way down below, they're very minuscule. So sometimes this empowers you to say, I'm buying a vitamin C serum. Oh, it's way at the bottom of the list. There's probably not enough in there to make a difference. But reading the first 5 ingredients will tell you whether it's worth it or not, because I'm going to tell you, you should understand what those 5 ingredients are. If you look at them and they don't look like they're plant-based, then you probably want to pass, because most of them, if they're not plant-based, aren't serving your skin. They're actually taking from it, meaning they're not feeding your cells. They're not hydrating or moisturizing your skin. They're probably causing more damage than good. I went to probably one of the most well-known, safer skincare companies. And I downloaded one of their ingredient lists. And I'm going to read to you the first 5 ingredients off of their list. And it'll give you an idea of what I mean by when you look at it very quickly, you can probably decipher whether the ingredients are good for you or you should pass. So the first ingredient is water. Here's a big tip. If water is in your skincare and it's listed as the first ingredient, it probably makes up 50 to 75% of that ingredient. And water is not going to prevent aging. Water does the reverse. Water causes premature aging when it's in skincare. And here's why. Water, unlike inside your body, when you drink it, water will serve the cells, hydrate the cells, make sure that everything stays happy. On the outside of your body, water disrupts your sebum, your oil on your skin, your natural oil. Your natural oil is your protector to keep the moisture in your skin. So it disrupts that. It disrupts your microbiome on your skin. When you disrupt the microbiome on your skin, the unhealthy bacteria can grow and you can end up with skin conditions such as rosacea and adult acne. And the third thing it does is once it disrupts those, it pulls moisture out of your skin. This is why when you get out of the shower and your skin, you let your skin air dry and the water evaporates, it doesn't absorb, it evaporates. It takes moisture out of your skin and you feel like you have dry skin. You feel like you just need to put something on it. That's because the water is pulling moisture out of your skin. Now imagine what it's doing when you put a moisturizer on your face meant to hydrate your skin, made up of 50 to 75% water. What that does is the water in the formula evaporates and takes with it moisture out of your skin. When you have dehydrated skin, you see wrinkles, discolorations, all sorts of imperfections much more readily. And your cells aren't happy. So you're going to age quicker. And it doesn't necessarily matter about the oil and the other ingredients in there because they're so minute, it's not going to make a difference. So looking at the first ingredient, and if you see water, it's probably not serving you, especially if you are someone who's flipping 50 and wants to look younger. And the other thing to notice about the water is the other reason to ditch it is because most water in skincare is tap water. It's not purified. And tap water can contain a lot of impurities, which includes heavy metals. And a lot of the problems many people have can be related to heavy metal toxicity. And one of the most common ways to get heavy metals into your body is through the water, not just from your skincare, but from other sources. But if you eliminate it in your skincare, you've eliminated it. You don't have to worry about it. So, does that make sense?
So much sense. And again, this is another reason why you're here. It takes a village. So listeners, I hope you're getting this. Someone approached me, as they do, because they know that I talk to you. I talk to a tribe of women who are coming together and they want access to you. And that somebody said, here's a product. Would you mind promoting this and talking about this? And I don't always know what I'm looking at. So I asked Trina. And she's like, well, not the best, but not the worst. And here's why. And that's exactly why you're here. And water was one of the top 5 ingredients and huge. I mean, I'm steaming, aren't you?
Yeah.
It makes me mad.
It's frustrating because, and see, water's put in there because it's cheap. It's a filler. And the active ingredients that they put in there, the reason that you are actually buying it is usually the oil-based products, the oils, the essential oils. Those are the things that are actually going to make a difference for your skin. And I can talk for a moment about women and men that are concerned about putting oil on their skin. But when you put water in a formula, as a formulator, I know if I were to put water in a formula, I have to use an emulsifier. Otherwise, the water and oil will separate. If I use water, I have an emulsifier. Most of those are not very healthy and they're not active ingredients. They're not doing anything for your skin. The next thing you need is some sort of antibacterial because water will grow bacteria. So you need to have something that's antibacterial. Most of the antibacterial things, the preservatives, aren't healthy and they're not doing anything for your skin. Omit the water. If you're afraid of putting oil on your skin, I can speak to that. I was terrified. I was 40 years old with a forest of acne and the worst oily skin you can imagine. I would wash my face and blot my skin about 5 minutes later, and my tissue would be filled with oil. I was terrified to put oil on my skin. But when I discovered the toxins that were in my skincare, I ditched them. I'm the all or nothing type of girl. So I ditched them, and I basically went to my kitchen and said, what can I put on my skin that I know is safe? And I grabbed my bottle of olive oil because those women in Italy look amazing. So I put the oil on my skin thinking I'm going to have even worse acne ever. I started seeing differences right away. And within about 2 months, I started formulating skincare products. My acne was gone and my oiliness was completely gone. So there's 2 reasons that your skin gets oily. Most people, or two things that skincare products, regular skincare products that contain water, and other things for like skin conditions. There's 2 things that happen in the reason that your skin can be oily. That your skin interacts or reacts 2 different ways. If you've got things that have water in them or things that are drying your skin out, your skin either reacts by being very dry, and you have dry skin, so you just put more moisturizer on, which means more water, which means more drying agents, which means your skin is just getting drier, you're just looking older, and you're not very happy, but you don't know what else to do. Or the other thing that happens is that your skin goes, holy moly, we need to compensate. We're so dry out there. It's like the desert. We need to make more oil. So your body will overproduce, which is what happened to me, the sebum to compensate for being so dry. So there's the 2 extremes. Putting oil on your skin pretty much neutralizes both of those and takes care of it. Oil, your anything in your, to get across your membranes, it has to be lipid soluble or fatty or oil. So the oil will actually pass through your skin and basically turn off the mechanism that says produce sebum, because your body will recognize the fact that your skin is no longer dry or no longer, there's no oil protection. You're going to rebuild your natural sebum, which is going to keep your moisture in your skin. Very quickly, you will see a difference. I've told people, if you want to look like 5 years younger within a couple days, just start putting oil on your skin. It works, and your skin has a glow to it.
It is such a shocker, though. I learned this too the hard way, that I moved from the Midwest, very hot and humid environment, to Boulder, Colorado. And my skin was like, what have we done here? And couldn't decide if it should have wrinkles or acne or both. And when I first went to start using oils on my face, I thought, oh my God, what am I doing here? But just like you, it felt so much better. I mean, felt soothed actually almost immediately, but the changes were amazing.
It's crazy. It happens very quickly. Your body always wants to go back to normal. So just keep that in mind. As you're going through life's changes, your body will fight. As a nurse, I've worked ICU, I've worked ER, and my latest venture, I'm a nurse anesthetist. I've worked in the operating room. So I know that the body will do anything to get back to neutral, normal. And anytime you make a shift in something, it's fighting to get back to normal. The best way to stay normal is to be completely natural and just give your body what it wants. It's simple. If you start feeding it chemicals, we know what happens. It goes out of balance, and it's trying, it compensates with one organ. That one can't keep up another organ. So it's just a cycle. But if you just go back to natural, get rid of, even with diet, all the sugar, get rid of all the artificial, your body will compensate very quickly and go back to normal, because that's what it's been fighting to do the whole time.
Love it. Love it. Okay. Next thing we're looking
All right.
for.
So I want to finish really quick with the top 5 ingredients. So the first ingredient was water. The next ingredient from this product, so you can tell very quickly this product is something you probably want to leave: water, triglycerides, glycerin, glycerol stearate, and sclerotium gum. Those are the top 5 ingredients feeding your skin from a top selling company called Safer Skincare, or using the term Safer Skincare. And it's in a plastic bottle. or plastic container. This is something that when you look at it, you read those top 5 ingredients, you can probably say, this is not healthy for me. I'm going to pass. It's not worth my health and it's not worth my money. All right. The next rule, the 1% rule. So the 1% rule is super easy to understand. It's not always easy to identify, but I'm going to give you a super easy trick. The 1% rule is for skincare companies. Any product that is less, or ingredient that is less than 1% of the formula does not have to be listed in any sort of order. What that means is after the top 5 ingredients, which make up the bulk of your product, you're gonna get a couple ingredients in there that run around maybe the 4, 5, 3%. Those are gonna have to still be listed in order. And then anything below, the below 1% can be listed in any order. So here's a quick way to find where that 1% rule or line is. The 1% line is typically started when you start to see oils, essential oils, or food extracts that are listed at the beginning. They will list their best, healthiest options at the top of the 1%. So you start to see like organic olive oil, organic coconut oil, but it's midway through the ingredient list. You can go, oh, that's a 1%. I bet you that's 1%. That's where the 1%. You can start to look at all the 1% ingredients and go, you know what? Those are the ones that I'm buying it for. And there's really nothing in here that's going to do any good for me. So that's a really easy way to find. Not all companies jumble them up, but most companies will start their 1% with their best and food-based, most natural ingredients, especially if they're a company that is marketing themselves as natural and organic.
So good. I've got a question here, and I don't know. I think I'm going to botch the presentation of this question, so just bear with me here. But I'm wondering about, we always make a price value assumption, that if it does cost more, it's more expensive, it must be a better product. But you're giving us the keys to the kingdom here to really kind of sort through, is that true or not? What do you know? Is there a good relationship? Are some of the more expensive brands out there better or not? Are they just good at marketing?
No, they're very good at marketing, and skincare, really, women pay. They know women will pay for the marketing. They don't necessarily pay for the product because the product can be made very cheap. Let me put it this way. Somebody came into my office one day. They were working for a delivery service, but they used to work for a well-known company that made a body lotion. And when they came into my office, they were like, oh my gosh, everything is so natural and organic. Your kitchen's amazing. And he was telling me the story that when he worked for this company, that they called it the white glove service. On the packaging of the product, it said with cocoa butter. So everybody bought that moisturizer because it said with cocoa butter. That's the ingredient that stood out. What nobody knew is that when they made this product, they would have to use lift machines to get the vats of the chemicals poured into the big vat. But they called it the white glove service because the coconut oil was brought over on a gloved hand. That's how little amount of coconut oil was in that product. But that is what they marketed it. So when you are a consumer, especially women will pay a lot of money for the promise of looking younger and healthier. And, it's all about creativity, what speaks to the person, what speaks to the audience, how trustworthy is the brand, that kind of thing. So price doesn't mean you're getting a better product. In fact, the product that I was highlighting and talking about, the first 5 ingredients from the Safer Skincare company, that product was actually more expensive than an equivalent face serum on my website, which is 100% natural organic oils, nothing else. So you need to know as a consumer that's why reading the ingredient list is so important. Here's another really quick tip that I discovered as I was doing one of my how to read a skincare label webinars. A customer asked me to look at a brand that they were using. So I went to the webpage and there was no true list of ingredients for the product, but a highlight of 5 ingredients that are in the product. And they were, of course, the most natural, most organic, and they highlighted what they did. So they were oils, essential oils, things like that. I clicked on the box and I could find the box and the ingredient list on the box. Well, lo and behold, the first ingredient was water. The first 5 ingredients were all chemicals. And those ingredients that they highlighted were they were probably around the 1% line. So as soon as you know the tricks of some of the skincare companies out there, that they're only really disclosing top like 5 ingredients, you think you're buying that, you get your product, you look at the ingredients and you're like, wait a minute. I don't even really see those ingredients in here. You can decide if that product is worth your health and worth your money. You have every right. If you cannot find a full list of ingredients for the product on the website, most containers have them if you're looking at it like at a Whole Foods. But on a website, if you see one and it doesn't disclose the ingredient list, you have every right as a consumer to email the company. If they won't disclose it, that's an automatic don't buy it, because you don't know what you're getting. But you really have every right to know. And I urge you that if you see something like that, that's not a complete list, most likely the list is uber long and they picked out their top ingredients. So that's a quick little tip on what to look for when you're looking at a website even.
Wow. Super scary.
Very scary.
As we're unpacking kind of the words, the marketing words, organic and natural and safer, what's the difference between organic and wildcrafted?
Organic. Okay. So organic is grown in an environment that is controlled and without herbicides, pesticides, fertilizers. They're usually they're a non-GMO type of plant. Which is important because plants that are genetically modified, the nutritional value decreases significantly, which is why we don't eat them. There's a difference between conventional and organic. We know that. There's no difference for skincare as far as from eating. The same holds true. When they process a food or an oil, they don't process out the fertilizers and the herbicides and the pesticides. Those are still in the product, which is why there's a difference. That's why it's labeled certified organic, or it's not labeled anything, which means it's a conventional. But it's a great question. What's wildcrafted? So wildcrafted for me is safe. For my standards, this is me, Trina Felder, a registered nurse. My standards for my skincare are 90% organic or wildcrafted. So they need to be, my products are made up of at least 90% organic or wildcrafted. The reason for that is because some oils or essential oils have really great health benefits, but they're not available. Or the supply is so limited that I could not manufacture it all the time. I'd have to wait for more. So some of them are not organic, but my standard is 95%. Most of my products are 100% organic or certified organic. And I urge people to start looking at that and looking at products and making sure that, and I'll go into that again because that's another mind trick. But wildcrafted means that it's grown in the wild. So there's no control like organic. There's no control over what's in the environment. So they could have some exposure depending on where they were grown, if they were grown close to a farm or what the environment would be, but they are wild grown, wild harvested. So the environment, which is not a bad thing either, because they can get some unique attributes to the product, to the ingredient, to the plant, because they are exposed. Just like honey from a local bee is a little bit more beneficial to you than buying from something that's not in your local area. So the same thing is true. So wildcrafted is really, as far as I'm concerned, wildcrafted is just as safe as organic. There's not really a risk to it because most environments that wildcrafted are grown in, they're not being fertilized and things like that. They're not exposed directly to chemicals like that. They're not being put on them. When we talk about organic, this is another mind trick or a brain trick that is done by companies, including safer skincare companies, is that you look at the bottom, your brain, especially if you're looking for healthier skincare, a lot of women or men will look at the ingredient list, you glance at it, not knowing really what to look for, but you see the word certified organic with the asterisk and you go, oh, this is safe. Your brain goes, oh, this is safe. It's got organic ingredients in it. And then you flip it back over and you go to get your purchase. And lo and behold, there are hidden toxins in there. So this is how you can find hidden toxins, not just with water, but the other hidden toxin that is not tested. Like these things are not tested by the EWG, which is a great reference, but these are the things that fall through the cracks. So if the product, you need to look at the certified organic and then actually look at the product, read the first 5 ingredients. And if they are oils, they should be, if you're buying them, they should be oils, essential oils, or extracts. Make sure that they are certified organic or Wildcrafted. If they're not, then they do have fertilizers, herbicides, pesticides, glyphosate, and they could be a GMO product or ingredient. And then also continue through. A lot of times the certified, when I talked about the 1% rule, where ingredients that are less than 1%, a lot of companies will, like that coconut oil, a lot of companies will toss in an organic ingredient at like 0.1%. Just so they can put it on the label, and they use the organic formula because it's expensive and they put the 0.1% on there, but they put it at the top of the 1% list. That's why I'm saying a lot of times you can find the 1% rule just looking for the ingredients that you recognize and knowing that they're certified organic, but literally doing a count of how many certified organic ingredients are in that product. And if you're not counting the majority of them, especially at the top of the list, it's not probably worth your health or your money.
Great tip. Really great tip. Okay, this is like a landmine now, but you're arming us. So I love this. And I'm probably not talking to any listener out there who doesn't want to look younger. And by the way, you're going to want to come to the show notes today because I'm posting Trina's picture. You will think she's lying when she tells you she's almost 51. She looks fantastic. So, if you have kids in the room, cover their ears. But this shit works, people.
It really does. I haven't used anything but my own skincare since I turned 40, because that's when I started making it. And my skin, like I said, I had oily skin, I had acne. Everything I created for myself because I wanted to stay as young looking. As a nurse anesthetist, I have been in the operating room doing the anesthetics for people getting facelifts. And I vowed to myself after the second or third time I did an anesthetic where the patient didn't do well and wasn't doing well, survived, but had instances. I mean, they're not safe by any means, but there's still risk doing a facelift. But I vowed to myself that I'm going to keep myself as young looking as possible naturally. So I believe I sent you my do-it-yourself facelift kit. Did I send you one?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I devised, after I started making my own skincare products, I developed my own system for women and men that really want to keep their skin looking as young as possible naturally. And it's called my Do-It-Yourself Natural Facelift Kit. And what it contains is my face wash, which will not dry your skin out. It will allow your natural sebum to stay in place, which is going to, in the long run, keep you younger looking because it's going to keep your skin microbiome happy and healthy, and it's going to keep the moisture in your skin. And then it contains 2, you mentioned the coffee bean serum. It contains the coffee bean and the blueberry serum. My top 2 face serums, coffee I use in the morning, and the blue at night. It also contains a face exfoliator it's a sugar scrub made with caffeine. The caffeine is amazing for your skin. But my favorite beauty tool that I use along with that is my Quiver. And Quiver is a sonic, it uses sonic vibration to stimulate your skin it stimulates your muscles, and it does a couple different things. So as you're using it, and I have a technique, when you purchase it, you get to, you can download the videos or watch the videos of how to use it to mimic a facelift. It's super easy. And I'm not talking you have to do this for 20 minutes a day. I'm talking when you're in the shower, it's waterproof, take it with you, use your face wash and do it for 2 minutes. Literally, if you do it 2 to 3 minutes a day, every day, consistency is key. You will see results like you wouldn't believe. The sonic vibration actually stimulates your muscles of your face. Your muscles of your face, just like just like everything else in your body, starts to atrophy when you don't use it, right?
So true.
We're not doing facial muscle exercises like we do when we do our workouts. So our face muscles start to atrophy, but it doesn't have to be that way. You can spend time doing face exercises, but Quiver also stimulates your muscle. So it's going to stimulate the muscle to bulk up a little bit, and then you'll get your cheekbones back. And also when you learn how to do the facelift, it's going to help stimulate the muscles around your hairline to help keep your skin up, your face up and lifted naturally. It also, what everybody's going to love, is it stimulates the production of elastin and collagen. Those are the two things we start to lose as we age. Those are the two things that are going to make your skin look droopy and saggy, along with the moisture loss. Those three combined can make you prematurely age if you're using the wrong products and you're not replacing the collagen and elastin. So that sonic vibration is going to stimulate the production of the collagen and elastin, and it's also going to deep cleanse and exfoliate. So while it's vibrating, the vibration, what I did, I have tricky little ways that I worked my nursing and self-love into each product. But when you're washing your face with my Earth face wash that comes with it, it has clay in it. When the vibration of the sonic, of the Quiver, it opens your pore. If you don't do anything to pull out the debris or whatever's in that pore, it just sits in there. So I added clay to my face washes so that when you use the Quiver, with or without it, it's going to attract and pull out, detoxify your tissues of your face, which is actually going to improve the decongestion of your skin as well as the hydration level of your skin. And then what it also does is it allows anything that you put on your skin afterwards to absorb and penetrate deeper. And there's 2 ways to use the Quiver. You use it while you're washing your face. You can also use it to put your face serums on, and that will help those penetrate deeper, and you're going to get a better benefit out of them.
Sweet. Okay. 2 to 3 minutes every day. I got this. I'm going to see you in about 2.5 weeks. I'm going to do this every day. You're going to be amazed. So if you're 50, almost 51, I'm going to age backward between now and then.
You can reverse your age. That's right.
Okay. So good. And everybody's going to be rushing to this link, but I'm not going to reveal it to you all. So you're running, you're walking, you're lifting. I'm hoping maybe you're driving. The link will be in the show notes, as will ways that you can connect with Trina. She's very active on social media. And Trina, so last question of the day. Is there a question we should have asked you?
Is there a question that you should have asked me? Let me think about that for 30 seconds here. I think that the biggest takeaway of this, what would be the biggest takeaway for me talking to someone where to start, I guess, if you don't know where to start, because I get that a lot. Oh my gosh, I don't know where to start. What I usually tell people, especially for your face and skincare face products, is to start with your moisturizer. And you don't, doesn't mean you have to throw out what you're using now, but go home, read all your labels and use the practice. Read the first 5. Are they plant-based? Is water in there? And start to, is it in plastic? Is it in glass? Just be aware. Be a consumer who is asking for better quality, higher quality, and safe. Not safer, safe for you. And then start to look for companies or a company that you trust that will be providing you with ingredients that you don't necessarily have to comb every product for. I know my standards are uber healthy and uber safe. And there's a lot of companies that are uber healthy and uber safe, but you have to find what you're comfortable with. And secondly, when you discover that your moisturizer has water and these things in it, look for something that is water-free. Don't be afraid of the oils. The oils are your friend, and you can test that out at home. You don't have to wait. If you are like me and you're like, oh my gosh, this has water and I don't recognize these ingredients, you can throw it in the garbage. Just open your can up and toss it, and you have coconut oil, you have olive oil, you might have avocado oil. If you want to test it out, you don't need much. You need a drop or two in the palm of your hand. And when I say drop or two, I mean like a drop of oil in the palm of your hand. Put it on your face. And if you walk away and in 10 minutes, feel the oil still like it feels like an oil slick, you've put too much on your face. The oil should absorb within about 10 minutes, and you should not have oily skin. It should feel healthy or normal. If you still have oily skin, then you use too much. Next time, use a little bit less. The reason you want to, like I tell people, you can keep using those. What makes, and if you wanted to make your own concoction in the morning, go for it. In the evening at nighttime is the perfect time to use something that has more in it. Like my blueberry serum or some of my Beyond serum is great for nighttime, only because that's when your body is rested, can heal, can rehydrate, can repair. And that's when you want to use the ingredients that are a little bit more expensive and a little bit less attainable if you're trying to make your own. So there's a lot of options. There's a lot of do-it-yourself type of things. And a lot of people just love the convenience of having something pre-made. They don't have to worry about the recipes and things like that, but just looking for a healthier option, and it's okay to throw it away.
Great advice. All right, listeners, now it's up to you. Do you have a question? Is there something that you wish I would have asked? Leave it below the show link at flipping50.com/skincare. I love hearing from you, and I will be sure to pass it on to Trina if it's something she can answer. If this episode was helpful, please leave a rating in iTunes and then share it with a friend. Surround yourself with a supportive community of women on the same journey. To get the most from this week's episode, check out today's show notes, especially for that natural facelift. flipping50.com/skincare, where you'll get the juicy downloads and the resources and how to connect with Trina. What are you waiting for? Let's start flipping 50 together.